Yes, my name is محمد Abdullah. I'm 18 years old and I'm currently applying to colleges. I joined the الدورة المكثفة للايلتس and got an 8 on the IELTS. So after graduating high school, I found myself applying to colleges left and right, and all of them had one thing in common. They all required the IELTS test. That was like the first thing that pushed me to try and take the exam and get a good grade to able to apply to colleges. And I've tried and looked. Saw a few colleges here in Middle East, in Qatar, but all of them required like your IELTS score. And I thought it was like something difficult. Like all of people on social media made IELTS seem like it's a big thing and it's a very hard thing. I was like with one of my friends, I was like just speaking casually, and he told me that one of his relatives had taken the IELTS and he was a participant in your course. So after that, I said, give me his number. I'll try and ask him about the course. And he told me like the course is very nice, it's well organized, and everything you need to go and take the test. So I said, give it a shot, even though it was a bit expensive. As a high school graduate who doesn't have a job, it was a bit expensive, but I thought it's going to be worth it. If I'm going to get into college because of the IELTS score, wouldn't be something significant to pay just to get into the course. كنت كاره فكرة إنه اللغة تكون حاجز أو حد. يعني مثلا أنا أبغى أبحث بموضوع قول بالمدرسة، أو أبغى أبحث موضوع عموما بأي شيء. يعني أكره إني مثلا أتابع فيديو ما أفهم ليش أنا مو قاعد أفهم. I would principally separate them into two groups. We have listening and reading, and those two for me were the easiest. And in my opinion, you should focus on these sections in the test because they really boost your scores. And in listening, it was like an easy section if you focus on the right things or you train right. First of all, you got to get into the habit of listening to a lot of English because it's in the name, it's listening. And also you should try to break down what you hear into things that really matter and would help you to answer the questions, and things that are just not important at all. And I would say it's the second easiest section before the reading section. I would say the reading section is the easiest because you have the passage in front of you, you have the questions in front of you. And in my opinion, it all comes down to your time management on how you solve the questions to save up the most amount of time you can. So I followed the تكنيكة. In my opinion, it's one of the best ways to go and solve these reading questions, because if you're not focusing on the right things, you would waste your time. You wouldn't have enough time to finish all the 3 passages because it's all one language. If you are good in reading, you would learn more vocabulary that you could use in your writing. I would say the تكنيكة تتقن because it helps you to think in an efficient way, and it helps you use the most out of the question, because sometimes you might not pay enough attention and lose some points that are important in the question, and as a result you won't write about them. Not all of the questions are easy to write about, so there are some ideas that are just not flexible enough to write a lot of content about. So تكنيكة تتقن helps you to organize all of the ideas in your mind, so when it comes to writing them, you can write them in the most presentable way, where the examiner can understand the point of trying to get across, start focusing on the other side of writing, which is the spelling and the grammar, because it's also important and it's also participate in the score. The IELTS exam helped me to familiarize with myself with the questions, with the way that the exam goes. When I go in the test day, I would be completely confident in my skills and the things that I learned that would help me to surpass that test. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I was expecting a 7.5, somewhere like that. It was just better than what I expected. I'd say the area where I changed the most is in writing, because as I've said, I wouldn't write so much before the IELTS, but now, alhamdulillah, just if I need to write a passage or a paragraph about something, comfortably I could write. I feel now with the reassurance that I have, before IELTS, as I said, I wasn't so confident in my language, and IELTS was the thing that gave me this reassurance and this confidence in the English language. So now I feel I have there's no communication barriers between me and my future, let's say my future professors in the university and my colleagues in the future. I would just be like any other person that speak English from where they were born. يصير عندك كذا كمية من الكونفيدنس إنه خلاص أي حاجة إن شاء الله بقدر عليها، مثلا بالأشياء الأكاديمية وحتى بالأهداف الشخصية.